Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Wrestling for Life Network. Welcome to another live stream as we bring you NXT tonight, the go-home show for the Great American Bash. It's going to be a fun one, folks. We got lots to talk about, lots to get into. Me and that pretty face got you for the next little while, so hit all the buttons and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we are the channel that brings you more live wrestling than anybody else out there. Happy to be back at it again. Ready for NXT tonight, the go-home show for the Great American Bash. Lots to talk about, lots to get into. Historic, I think, first ever double contract signing. We're going to do two at the same time. But, like I said, me and that pretty face got you for the next little while. It's going to be a fun one. If you don't know who we are, I'm Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight KJ White. I am Big Nick. And by the way, you're welcome on the Street Profits winning, of course, while I'm not here. So we've got new tag champs. You're welcome for that. You can have that.
What can I say? But you're welcome.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
I'm auditioning for Moana. But we do have the go-home show for Great American Bash. It's a lot of, like you said, contract signings and confrontations, and then a lot of the birthright.
Yeah, we were sprinkling in some of the lower card guys to kind of fill up the show. And all the people involved in the Great American Bash are going to be tied up in face-to-faces and contract signings. I don't recall anyone else out there in the world. You can let us know. Like, I don't recall ever doing a double contract signing, like both championship matches. Gonna do it at the same damn time. Let's go.
Same damn time.
So yeah, I mean, it should be interesting. Again, Great American Bash is gonna be a big show this weekend. It goes live at 7:00. We go live at 3 p.m. on Sunday. We got TNA Slammiversary. We got NXT Great American Bash. And we got AEW Forbidden Door. And we're going to talk a lot about certain things here today, Nick. But a big weekend. Don't forget, Night of Champions. We're here live at noon on Saturday. We're here all week for all your favorite shows. It's crazy times. You said it's like a smattering, smattered and splattered of news stories.
Oh, 100%. If I could do the Cody Rhodes, what do you want to talk about? And maybe, especially this weekend, we'll be able to talk about, which out of the four shows really stacked up or in what order.
Yeah, for sure.
Should we say hi to the people, though? Because this isn't where we got the half hour to go through all the news stories.
Nick's like, all right, okay, look, I'll give it to you. There you go. 3 minutes in, we're good.
Well, it's one of those, trust me, it'll definitely come up throughout all of this. Trust me, we're going to at least get it through when we're starting to read through the chat and everything like that.
Let's go. Let's say hello.
But your top three from last afternoon, past afternoon, as I've already started to see a few things from the tapings of SmackDown come out. So again, stay off social media. It will stay air at 7:30 as regular time on Friday.
Yeah, I just want to jump in and remind everybody all week long, if you're on the shows and you're jumping in to see what's going on, please do not spoil SmackDown. I know Nick and I are going to stick and move and try and live react to this on Friday night. So, there was already some things that were kind of pre-teased that we knew were going to happen, but don't put it in the chat. We'll delete the comment if you give away stuff. So be cool and don't spoil.
Right. But speaking of people that don't spoil, the top three again from last afternoon are Curtis, OG Dale, and Ronan. Again, the more you chat, the more you super chat, the super stickers, all of that, the more points you get. And don't forget, also, the predictions title will be on the line this weekend. Is it for the whole weekend? Is it for one show?
The whole weekend.
We went big. Marathon.
I believe it's like 58 potential points, which is our biggest predictions battle ever. All four shows from this weekend on one prediction card. I will remind you, you can edit it up until the deadline. If anything changes, for example, we will find out who takes on Ren Sinclair tonight. So that will be updated this evening or tomorrow. So there will be live updates right up until the deadline on Saturday. Get your predictions in. Take the link, share it with your friends. Let's see if we can get a real big battle going as a 4 pay-per-views for the first time ever on one prediction belt.
Well, it's the Iron Man Championship, and we very much know, too, that Tony's going to probably add like 27 matches on Wednesday.
He's at 10. Leave it.
Well, fair enough.
There's already some suspect matches.
CMLL stuff getting added. I think there was one of them and one of a New Japan match get added.
Yeah, we'll get into that. I mean, again, in Meltzer's 2 cents is worth nothing, but we'll talk about that as well.
Fair enough. But first in the chat, Zach, National Detroit Style Pizza Day. What?
Took us 2.5 minutes to get to the first.
Listen, why? Like I said, why were we got a shorter runway here. We got a prop plane instead of a Learjet. But are you a Detroit Style Pizza guy?
Yeah. I don't mind it at all. My preference is like a New York style. Not because of present company or anything, but I kind of like that, like a thinner crust. I like a good, a good dip to the tip.
Pizza, you have to fold. If you can't fold the pizza, it is not proper, especially New York style pizza. That is a proper way to eat pizza. I'm not afraid of a square pie or anything like that.
Yeah, no, pizza's still pizza though, and a Detroit style pizza is not bad once in a while. So, if you just want something like super greasy and fucking terrible for you, but it tastes great, that's the way to go.
They at least, though, unlike Chicago, very much admit that they're much more of a pan, like they're more of a casserole type thing than deep dish, which is not pizza either.
For sure. I mean, it's cool. I think like the Little Caesars will do it once in a while as a promotion. You get their deep dish Detroit style.
They're a Detroit-based company too, so
right. So yeah, no, that's my take on it though. But never had Chicago. It's on my list.
Just go to a fucking who knows. Unless you gotta. I'm waiting for. I'm trying to trigger MDB to just pop in the chat and be like, "That's not real Chicago pizza."
Right. No, there was a place here that was kind of known for it. And we went to go check it out, and it was closed like permanently. And we're like, shit. So I've never had the Chicago style, but it looks like soup with dough.
It's pizza lasagna. It is pizza lasagna.
All right, back to the chat.
There's the predictions title link out there, folks. So make sure you go, like KJ said, you got all the way up to the start of the show to make an edit to it. As I continue with the rhymes, Dro, what up? Eric, can't wait for tonight's show, and I also keeping an eye on the NBA draft. We'll also, I don't know when the NHL draft is, but you got the first pick there with Toronto.
NHL draft's coming up, and right now, if anyone's a hockey fan, there's trades just popping off left, right, and center, and it's legitimate names of like, oh shit.
The Kachuk brothers are back as the Bash brothers.
Man, that was a very galvanizing trade. A lot of people in Ottawa are very disappointed and very bummed out that they went down the way it did. NBA tonight, and I think the Raptors don't have a first round pick this year. So fair
enough.
I think the Bulls got our pick, maybe. I could be wrong.
Well, there was just the whole giant trade in the NBA with Giannis getting traded. So
Giannis gets traded.
Huge trades and big draft capital getting traded. But Ronan, I see you. Damian, leader of Opium Tribe, EK Prosper versus Carver. I didn't even know that was announced.
Yes, it was one of the late additions.
Fair enough, but Sean, never late edition. Favorite show of the week, smash that like button and go check out the Facebook, folks. Sean's, spearheading that out there for us, spread the good gospel amongst the books of faces. So check that out.
It's a good idea.
What?
I'm going to get Reader on the nominees. So, folks, stay tuned. The nominees and the voting for our Half-Life E's are coming out. I think the first one went up already, so it will be on YouTube, and I'm going to see about putting it on Facebook as well. And good luck to all the nominees.
There you go, and cast your votes again, because the most we come up with is the categories, and that narrow it down to 4 nominees, and then it's all fan vote, vote.
If YouTube would give us more options, we would have 5 or 6. So again, we put other in there. If you guys want to comment and let us know somebody that should be there, and we can reconsider.
We're going to release our own PWI 250 and everything, next year.
Let's go.
Ken, what up? King, I see you. Eric, shout out to Trick and Lash officially tying the knot, getting married, and mentioned in People Magazine too, by the way.
Yeah,
showing you where WWE's at. WWE's doing shit with Dude Perfect that's getting shared around social media. Wow,
it's crazy.
John Moxley is telling people how to gouge eyeballs out.
Oh,
just saying.
Yo, we gotta talk about.
There's a difference. There's a difference. Oh, Josh Barnett might be interesting. I'd pay for Barnett versus Bully.
Yeah, the initial fight. Even I heard someone like, he's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. Bully would still fuck him up, I think. But Barnett, no, you don't want that, Bully. Go.
Yeah, you don't want that.
You don't want that. No, and I mean, I give Barnett credit, defended his buddy, but Bully wasn't wrong in what he said. We've said it. I've beat that drum.
Current athletic condition, though, I still think I would put my money on Moxley. For those who don't know what we're talking about, still just gotten an almighty pop out here. We'll say this briefly and put a pin in it as best we can. So Bully Ray put out a tweet, long story short, basically saying he'd slap the dog shit out of John Moxley. And then
sucks.
Everybody went wildfire with it.
Know who bummed me out was Alvarez.
Why?
Alvarez was like, well, he said that, the Death Riders have done nothing for AEW. He hasn't been watching the last year. Like, what? The Death Riders are they are hurting this show, man. I'm sorry. More people will watch AEW if the Death Riders were booked less. I guarantee it.
Brian, can you tell me if the Death Riders are babyface or heel right now? No, because no one can. That tells you that's supposed to be your biggest faction in the company and everything right now, that this is ambiguous shade of fucking gray.
Yeah, it's just so hodgepodge. But anyway, back to the chat.
But Boston, I see you, Curmudgeon, Sup KJ, Sugar White, and Big Black Beard Nick. I don't know if that fits right. That sounded like that could have gone a different way real fast.
The BBN over here.
Whoa, no. Keith Lee, they call me. Curtis, you made me forget his name there. What up, my guy? Cooper Austin, Almighty, I see you. Paul Nair, don't you want to put an evil foot on? Don't you put that evil on Forbidden Door? But they might actually need it. With the 27 matches.
It's oof.
The Good Guy of the Year award goes to Sammy.
Sammy.
Dale, well, could he come out of Night of Champions as world champion?
I picked him. dude. I'm going.
It could be Sammy versus Jay, but we can talk about that.
It's one place to really get a big reaction, right? Like the Saudi Arabia, they might boo the shit out of it when he gets back. But tell me that some of the stuff that's going on right now doesn't have you scratching your head.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be the most surprising outcome, I think. It's very much the least predictable. Normally I scratch my head like this. Normally I'm doing this shit. This man cued me from stealing phrases. But Boston, Paul, it's better just be a wrestling fan. Fair enough.
Good advice.
Nicholas out there on the Twitch. Wizards have no chance for the playoffs just because they're Washington. Fair enough. Curmudgeon, just all the emojis as I should be. I'm getting a Jason Stone injury lawyers commercial before this show should be kicking.
Oh, wow. I have this event is about to start.
There you go. Nick's got Dinky on the mind, apparently.
All right. Great start to the stream. How are you doing, Boston?
EQ, I said Joe Hendry before the tag team titles match. So now do we have the glasses instead of the vision? We have the Street Profit, Seth Rollins, and Joe Hendry?
Yeah, I mean, and you saw the pictures going around of like the Street Profits with Seth. And yeah, I mean, it's interesting. You knew Joe was going to show back up after, being a little banged up. But looks like Joe's back, and that story is going to be told. And the Vision taken out. I mean,
right?
Braun's going to win in that steel cage forever. Yeah. No, I think we're neck and neck.
I don't know about that. We can talk about that. As I have together. I'll quickly dap. As together fades out. And I've got Tony backstage with Robert Stone.
Robbie Stone doing a good job, Nick.
He's very much... WWE, surprisingly, has managed to figure out the GM role and still make it work in 2026. For everybody that says AEW doesn't need an authority figures are the passe shit in pro wrestling. Even TNA has too many authority figures. WWE managed to figure it out with Robert Stone, Nick Aldis, and Adam Pearce.
Right? Is Aaron Rourke in the building?
Dalton Castle's brother?
Right?
But folks, we are synced up. You can sync up at home. I'm ready for the Yum Yums. Tuesday night Yum Yums.
Tuesday night Yum Yums. More Yum Yums per capita than any other night of the week, Nick.
Right. Well, now can we say that? Well, we can say that because we're not Tommy Dreamer, but I digress.
Oof. There's I think I know that person.
Yeah, the blonde chick in the front row. Yeah, I see her on Instagram. I know. I saw you guys when I saw on the line site.
All right. I thought it was crazy for a second. But here comes Aaron Rourke. We will put a poll up for this one, folks. Get your votes in as Nick's saying hello to everybody.
Right. I'm trying to. There we go. So we're getting Aaron Rourke taking on Tristan Angel. So you get your Evolve champion. So still, they're very much still involving Evolve. They're evolving Evolve into NXT a bit with featuring Aaron Rourke, with a lot of the recent call-ups have been all former Evolve talent. Kendall Gray, Dave Meltzer's biggest crush out there right now, could end up being your NXT Women's Champion by the end of this. And she was just recently your Evolve Women's Champion.
Yeah, I kind of put my money down on Kendall. I think Kendall's hot right now. I think Lola's got some AAA stuff to do. I also think Lola, when she's kind of done with AAA or that kind of slows down for her, I do think she could be somebody that finds herself on the main roster. I think she's come so far from the somebody cut an onion days.
I'll give you that. But I also wonder, because does Tatum move up too after she just lost to Zarya? Or are we still in that a little bit of we just had these call-ups?
Yeah, we got to hold on.
You think are going to get called up that don't get called up right out of the gate?
Yeah, I don't think we see anybody pre SummerSlam. Here comes Tristan Angels, Mr. NXT.
If he wasn't the sheep dude and everything and trying to be pageant queen, like his entrance was pretty dope. Like it's got the fucking gong and then,
Yeah.
I wish they would have kept Grizzled Young Vets.
Yeah.
Put him with the Grizzled Young Vets. And
that's a good shout.
Worth writing home about.
Right? That's actually a good shout. Yeah, Angels can go. I mean, they put him in kind of the silly Mr. NXT thing. I mean, does he team up with Mr. Elegance? Is that the partner that he should be seeking out?
Oh no!
Right?
Trying to set up Anthony.
Right. Mike Rome on the call, folks.
Spaz with a $10 super chat. You can have that.
It's a whole week of previews when KJ and Nick are finished. Come join me and Jake and previewing Night of Champions and King Queen of the Ring. I want my number 12 spot back. I think they're supposed to be number 1 spot. But all of the above
for number 12, Tom Brady.
Right? You ain't first, you're last. All love to the boys of the chat. Thank you for 10 bones in the bucket, Spazzer. We appreciate you. And yeah, go check out our boys over there with Spazzer and Jake.
Right. That sounds like a radio show. Spazzer and Jake in the evening.
Yeah, right.
On 105.5, The Bone.
Right.
But this is for the Evolve Championship. Okay.
Yeah, and they do lights down, full intro, made it feel important. And yeah, I do think I think Evolve's had good reviews on Wednesdays. Not that it's got a giant following, but the people that do watch tend to speak pretty good of it. And a nice little cross-promotional thing to have. You want people to see somebody like Aaron Rourke and go, okay, where do I see him normally?
Are we going to get the 2B Night Wars now? Because wasn't it AEW just went to 2B2 as well?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So the first 3 seasons of Dynamite have been put on Tubi.
Yeah. So we're getting the 2B Night Wars out here.
Yeah. It's very interesting in that way. Like, and I know a lot of people assume like, 2 wrestling companies can't be on the same app. Well, I mean, different movie studios can be on the same app. I think we'll work it out.
Yeah, and again, it's not like it's any live taping. That's where it gets the difference of live content versus tape content. All of that. Boston shouting out the ref, Liv Morgan's sister, officiating here.
Yeah, Lil Liv.
Well, glad she didn't have to step in for her big sister, and she made a speedy recovery after everybody ran Sol Ruka off of Twitter.
Well, can you weren't here yesterday, but can I throw, like, I mean, is it crazy? Am I the one that has a problem to think it's crazy where people are demanding Sol Ruka is fired, yet Liv is peachy key? Like, is that a bit of a leap? Am I crazy on that one?
It is just the most asinine take. It is asinine, asinine out there. And it's, again, you're doing such an incredible harm. Oh, I saw one person that commented on a post that I even made of, oh, I'm just talking like the fit. No, you don't understand. You are harassing a person asking for their job because of a perceived potential, possibly kayfabe injury in a match that you just saw a 5-second clip of. Right. You broke it down like you're goddamn Stevie on the fucking teleprompter.
Well, and again, like, I don't show up at your job and stand over your shoulder and watch everything you do, right? Like, I mean, we all fuck up shit, and
that's too many items in that bag, Brenda. That's too many.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we got flickering lights, Nick. Is it Shiloh? Shiloh?
Gotta be Shiloh.
Where is Shiloh? Ironwork Ducks.
I got him dumped onto the outside.
Yes. Ding. Down. Ooh. Face first on the apron. Good match. Again, some of the newer talent we're trying to get used to around here.
Paul, I found both my girlfriends on the same app.
I mean,
I don't think that was an invite, sir, as I'm in picture, but Good Sport calling for Curtis calling for Yum Yums on the referee.
There you go, Lil Liv getting a yum yum. Shout out Lil Liv. Let's go. I like it.
Hello, D on the right. Spread your beard. Pause.
Spread your knees. What do you mean?
Drop down and get your eagle on? What the you trying to get me out here doing now? Let's do something strange for a piece of change.
You're going to have to buy us dinner first, at least. Come on now.
I will take your streamer out for a nice seafood dinner and never call her again.
Right? Jesus Christ, Andy.
Sorry, Soul, need to go back to NXT. She's sloppy. Honestly, if you actually watch that clip and you take away that Soul messed up, you're just a Liv stan. All due respect, 360, and I know your stance. I've been on hills to die on before that I wasn't right on. But Liv was, if anything, out of place. And again, sometimes it's a live contact sport. Shit happens. It's an accident. Like I saw certain content creators or personalities online that I don't want to give them their fucking name reference, but we're selling, gossip and everything in Discord servers and all of that we're calling out how the developmental system is failing the talent right now. And
is it?
Because of Soul Ruka
is it?
And all of this. I'm like, really? So Obafem and Trick Williams, like all of this?
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? Just doing clickbait shit, making up stories, despite what your eyes tell you, just for fucking engagement.
Yeah, the crazy amount of ignoring all this stuff. I mean, for how long was there, the same type of accounts talking a lot about race when it came to WWE? And then all of a sudden that got a little quiet because they could no longer really throw it out there the way they used to because there's way too much evidence contrary to it. And this is no different. I mean, it's the same people that are out there trying to say that, like, this shit's dying. And there you are, we got, Danhausen with the Knicks. You got everything feels so mainstream. The crowds are losing their mind. People are into it. People want to buy tickets and go see it. I'm struggling with all of this negativity.
Jey Uso is the worst wrestler until he shows up on TV and the entire crowd's yeeting and almost kind of booing Obafemi because he's trying to block Jey Uso running it back.
Right.
But wait, I thought everybody hated him. Oh, sorry. That's just Twitter. That's just two people running 20 accounts.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, I said it yesterday, dude. I mean, it's like being mad at a comedian for getting laughs. Look at this guy. He's up there just making jokes. And he's supposed to be good because people are laughing. Yeah, that's the measure.
I think his punch rate to rhyme rate didn't work. So it's a 4 out of 5 for me.
Right. Oh yeah, I know the people are pissing their pants, but it was terrible. It was terrible. It was not good.
Oh yeah, did you hear the whole crowd react to every bar he dropped out there when
Right.
in the battle rap? Oh, but it just his like I said, the rhyme pattern didn't work for me, dog.
Right.
Spaz with $5. I tried to plug you guys and me at the same time. Pause. Would have been great if I used the right day. Oh yeah, because you put it out on Twitter. Tune in Wednesday for NXT.
I think that's twice you did that, buddy. It happens. I get messages all the time. Hey man, I don't think you're going live at 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. today. Oh shit, thank you. When you put out as much shit, it's hard. It happens.
Right.
Copy and paste can be your enemy.
It goes for wrestling booking too.
Yeah, no shit. Oh, Angel's on his face. Good match. Big boot.
Yeah. Well, like you said, Evolve's got a good bit of praise and everything. Evolved hasn't fully taken flight, but it also isn't just some forgotten afterthought. Like, honestly, LFG is even below Evolve.
Yeah, no, for sure. LFG is a different entity all to itself, right? It's just a little side entertainment. But yeah, that's like the feeder of the feeder of the feeder.
Right.
Oh, pops up. There you go. Tony D in the back storming around. Where's my contract, man?
Well, because last week he signed it and handed it to Naraku and then said evil is coming, and he didn't sign it.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
But Dale giving the best advice out of the evening. Get out of the IWC 316. Not to leave the wrestling fandom, but just stop listening to IWC.
Mm-hmm.
It's nonsense.
Yeah, I love to see these quote unquote experts, especially the tiny one from the the little apple over there that just can't help but scream and yell and scream and yell. And you talk about knowing so much about wrestling, and then you're watching this TV program and the people are losing their fucking mind, and you're trying to convince people it's the worst thing they've ever done. It's so confusing to me. Again, you're supposed to be a so-called know-it-all. You know shit.
Well, what is the whole aspect of, to me, as the match is still going on, of to actively want to try and, like, this is what I love. This is what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about.
Oh, shit. Sorry, Nick.
Hello.
Shadow. It's got to be Shadow. Lil Liv distracted.
I knew you'd return.
Angels is under the ring. Lil Liv just has no idea what's going on. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Tristan's back out.
What the?
Spinning discus kick.
Work off the top. Oh,
Molly, go round. Let's go.
That's not a bad showing. Aaron Rourke, hi. I'd like to watch some more of you pose.
Molly, go round for the finish. Let's go. Good match.
Oh, absolutely. I'm still a little wonky with the Shiloh Hill stuff. I mean, you could have just let them have a good match and Shiloh gets involved after, maybe. But I get it.
But it gives you an out with Angels, who's new. Rourke gets the win.
You're saving everybody. It's a little safe booking, but I get it.
You're going to be Harry Enzesti. It's au natural, buddy.
Sometimes, I mean, Effie is a thing. Right. Effie is a thing. But what I was saying is that I'm a fan of pro wrestling. I couldn't imagine spending this much time doing what we do, putting in the amount of effort to what we do, even at this level right now, to constantly hate everything that I'm seeing on my fucking screen and just bitch about it all the time.
But on the screen, we do have Naruku, aka Evil, and Tony D in the most dangerous place in wrestling, the NXT parking lot. I guess we're not doing the contract signings at the same time.
No, I didn't ever think that was a thing. I just thought they were having a lot of. Oh,
are you out of your mind?
I'm a wizard moment because the contract flamed up. I'm a wizard,
right? Look, they advertised it as a double A double contract. I was like, okay.
No, they advertised 2. They advertised 2.
But we got a fireball.
Fireball. But no, shout out Malachi Black throwing the fireball at Damian Priest and Chris Jericho's I'm a Wizard.
Right.
So now we've got our 3rd fireball moment in pro wrestling.
Let's go. Don't have effing or PHing clue what just happened. Pucking ads. Every minute of the stream is BS. I'm out. Sorry, guys. What? All right. Peace.
Okay. I didn't know we had ads popping up or whatever.
The time has come. Fallen angel. Tristan. The sheep angel. Now, I don't get why, like, what, like, the connection between his elegant, over-the-top, exuberant attitude and the sheep, I'm a little confused with.
Yeah, I don't get the whole, well, is it to show that that's what his family made their fucking fortune on and everything? But even then, that feels a little weird that that's what you're going to brag about. That's a flex? Is that a flex?
Right. I'm a wonderful sheep herder. Like, okay. High five.
It's almost like, well, how many cowboy gimmicks of, my daddy owned a ranch and all of this. So is it just the UK version of that as a terrible, ignorant American?
Right. Yeah, I guess. I mean, even, I don't know. It's just such a funny thing.
Sheep
right?
by elegance. Sheep by elegance is amazing.
Right.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if anyone else, let me know if Guardian solo on his own issue or whatever, if anybody else is having the same thing. But yeah, no. We just streaming, my guy. We're not WWE. They're the ones famous for all the ads.
And out of our hands. My dad buys ranch. Same thing, I guess.
I'm broken. Is it me or does KJ's beard get whiter every week? No offense. Well, it's
summer.
In his name, folks.
Right. It's seasonal, right? So now the sun's out and it's bleaching it and making it very pretty.
You get a beard tan. You get a beard tan. Or actually, no, you get the reverse of it. It's like a solar panel.
Right.
The power of a sex machine.
Right. It's just new lighting.
The Sheep Herd Collective.
Right.
Collective.
Let's get them all back. Come on. Where are the OG sheep herders? Let's get them.
I still told you if you would have kept the Grizzly Young Vets and just put him with Tristan Andrews, that's an actually pretty solid group. That's better than the Quarter Catch crew, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Why wouldn't it feels like a natural fit. I mean, it's why I keep pushing Tony Khan to use guys like the grizzled young vets more prominently.
See, I haven't watched the full interview yet, but Heyman's interview with Chris Van Fleet came out today, I believe.
Yes.
And despite some AW fans crashing out at certain things, Heyman even publicly admitted that WWE's use of Claudio was a fucking fumble. That they failed to use Claudio and fully capitalize on what they had with a guy like Claudio Castagnoli.
Yeah, I like this take on it. And I think you and I are both kind of fans of Claudio. But we always had that feeling of like there was that upper mid ceiling for him because of just the way he was always kind of presented. But he was a big guy. He was a jack guy. He was hanging around Heyman once upon a time as we got an ambulance.
Dave, because of fire, because of facial.
Dave, pull up your pants. We need an ambulance.
So now is Tony going to come back like Kane?
Right, he's going to wear a mask to the pay-per-view. Oh, the champion's in trouble, folks.
You watched. He's gonna wear a mask at the pay-per-view. He's got a towel and everything.
Oh, so
now Evil just gets to walk off like nothing happened. You just set a man ablaze.
He just left
on television in a parking lot to where the services EMS was called, and he just disappeared into the darkness.
Right. If he dies, he dies. I'll see you on Sunday. Or yeah. But Saquon in the ring, we're gonna get a face-to-face between Saquon and
Dion. But I guess I'll say briefly because we were talking about AEW talent that they just I guess going to put on the shelf. Did you see the Hurt Syndicate coming out and saying we're not worried about titles anymore because Tony's not going to book us in any title matches, so we're just here to shit up and leave.
Yeah, it's kind of wait, isn't everyone's purpose to get to the top? And they're like, we're good.
Well, it just tells me like you won't want to push Bobby Lashley towards an AEW World Title, no tag titles again with this, like. So, what are you struggling with here?
Well, with all the issues between like MVP and Triple H and the hatred there, and that bridge being seemingly all but burned, like, what do they do now? Like, AEW has not booked the Hurt Syndicate well. Everybody flexed and bragged about, we got the Hurt Syndicate. They're going to murder. They fumbled. We're going to show you. How irrelevant have they been in a year and a half, 2 years?
Oh, they've been half the time on the sidelines, too.
Yeah, just collecting that fucking Tony welfare.
Whoa, no. But Sugar and Dion out here, I had to, this might be the comment that I had to start this.
The Sheep Profits. Your new champions.
Jey Uso and Cesaro being upper mid. Yeah, Claudio could have very much fit into the same slot that you had a Jey Uso, being honest. Yeah. You cheer the swinging instead of the eating?
Right. Dude, what is it going to be like? And I mean, again, Jey Uso is upper mid-card. I don't think he's like the elite by any stretch. Pun intended, I guess, maybe. Unintended. But Jay's a guy that can chase a champion or be pushed down the card, be in a tag team. Again, as long as Jay's getting over, Jay's going to get booked. I don't know how to tell people. Like, I don't know how to tell you differently. Like, if you keep winning games, you get trophies. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Jey Uso, I think, is now officially the quote-unquote warning shot of the bloodline. Oh. And then you have Jacob, that's the right-hand man. Jimmy, I guess you're just there to take L's. You're there to take spikes.
But how does Solo fit into this?
I don't even know at this point. I was going to go more into, is it now at this point to me, kind of we're just clearly going to at least go Oba wins at Night of Champions?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I don't know. I hope that I want to see, after what we saw on Monday, I really want to see the interaction between Oba and Roman. If there's the equivalent of to passing the torch when it's hot on both ends, this might be it.
That's not a terrible idea at all. But I don't know. I really don't know how this is going to work out. I didn't expect Jay to be here. People want wrestling to do something they don't expect, but then they hate it.
No one expects you so.
Right. Like, I said this yesterday. I asked the chat, Nick. Maybe I'll ask you now. If you are paying attention and you have people that work for you that, hey, what's the buzz on social media right now? Oh, they hate Jey Uso. And the more Jey loses, the more they freak out, the more interaction, the more hits we're getting. All right, let's book him. Is that not a possibility that the more the internet melts down about Jey being successful, it only plays right into Jey being successful?
Is it not the tried or true old school mindset of love me or hate me, you're still talking about me?
Boom.
Speaking of still talking, Sugar out here, though, cutting a promo.
You can't. He's dropping bars. You can't lace my boots. My wrist tape would cut your hands.
He's the star out of Dark State. Like, he's going to be the next big babyface. Like, I see him going to be the next big. Like, he's going to be an NXT World Champion at some point.
I could see it. Yeah, and I've been a fan of Dion. Low key cooking. Yeah, he dropping bars.
Bars. Saquon must have gotten his cue late. He didn't even have time to put his shirt on completely.
Right. You never have that happen? You got to run to the door with one sleeve in? It happens.
You run into your shit's backwards. You don't even know it. Just fuck it. Sugar's high key zesty. No. I think Sugar, like I said, this has been the biggest argument that you and I have had about the Dark State.
Right.
I think that they're a better, like, broken apart. Their pieces are better than the whole car kind of vibe. And am I wrong in saying this might be proving my point because of how much this feud works because of just the two talented guys in the ring? But is it because they were together?
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying because I do think there is a solo talent there, and I do, I have been supportive of Dion ever since he stopped just reading books in the background. When they give him
AJ Brown,
right, I think he's an okay promo. I think he's athletic as shit. He looks physically imposing, so I'm really looking forward to this match. I hope these guys show up and show out. I don't dislike the exchange between them. We could probably snip it right about now before it gets a little too long. But I don't mind how this has worked out. And I do be curious to see how the rest of Dark State plays into this. Like I said, I supported Dark State for the role they had, but I do like them. I love the idea of Saquon getting a run or, these guys battling for the next little while.
Like I said, I think it's one of those now that once you start to see these pieces broken off a little bit, you're going to have, like, Saquon's going to go on a run. Dion can be out there, and like a Dion Miles Bourne feud could be a thing that happens for a good bit in NXT. I wonder if they're going to have just Osiris and Cutler stay a tag team, or maybe you break up. Osiris Carver could be a thing. Two fucking titans going at it. Cutler's the guy that, to me, feels like he's the muffler of the group. He's the part that you kind of don't know if you really need or not.
We got Rockstar Spud with Hank and Tank. Who's in the background? Oh, it's the Vanity Project.
Yeah. This is a frat party. This is what you would see basically at a frat party, except just imagine somebody's dad's, like, house.
Right. Hashtag the muffler. I thought that was a great way to describe it, Nick. He's the muffler of the group.
Sometimes words happen.
That's almost poetic, my friend. Hank and
Is that up there with the NXT quotes of recent with Shiloh coming out for Mr. NXT of this is if amphetamines took a person.
Right. So right now we do to go to a commercial break. I'm getting an ad for SummerSlam Night 1, Night 2. We will be here live for our first ever 2-night SummerSlam double marathon super experience, just like this weekend, Nick. We start at 3:00 and we got the triple threat marathon the day after Night of Champions. So click the bell.
Yeah, all of the wrestling is just deciding we're just going to have everything on like one weekend. You can we won't spread it out across a couple other weekends. Everything is one weekend, all on the same night.
Yeah, which I mean is a blessing and or a curse, depending on how you look at it. But it's not a bad idea. I mean, even from our standpoint of like, all right, we're going in for a marathon, but we're going swimming the next weekend.
Yeah, well, it's also a bit one of those like we're going to be a show and a half deep before we get in even to the deep water of Tony Khan's booking of Forbidden Door. So we might start at 3:00 in the afternoon, and we might be leaving at 3 a.m. on Monday morning.
Yeah, I mean, it was most likely going to be Monday morning. Speaking of Forbidden Door, again, that's kind of the last one. We kick it off with TNA Slammiversary. Then NXT will kick off with Great American Bash. While that is going, an hour later, we get Forbidden Door. I heard Meltzer talking about Forbidden Door, and as always, like, I mean, am I wrong? Like, the idea that Meltzer seems like we know that the stereotype for AEW or this kind of shoehorned rule of thumb is they always put on great pay-per-views. But this one feels so hinky to me. This feels so, and you can hashtag that, but this feels so just thrown together. I mean, I think there's already too many matches. We're getting, like, they're going to go 5 hours with a lot of meh on the card.
We're back to, again, we've seen it even at times when they would do an all-in followed quickly by an all-out. Now, if they're going to go into this whole run of they just had Double or Nothing, then they're going into Forbidden Door, then they're going into Redemption, which they just added this year, just recently, and then they're going into All In Wembley. Are they going to burn themselves out and do just cramming too much stuff too fast? they, for whatever you want to feel with AEW, when they were a couple months apart between pay-per-views, they knocked it out of the park every fucking time. Now you'll get a home run and a foul ball and a pop-up to fucking right field, and then you'll get a strikeout looking. You'll get some kind of shit like that before they get make solid contact again.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it's a valid point. It's a lot of booking. It's a lot of big things. You kind of got to have your stories. And where I think they've struggled lately is the shows between pay-per-views have been weak. And I'm sorry, like I keep hearing the certain suspects, very much of like, oh, it's going really well. Like these weekly shows are really strong. The Death Riders are great.
That's why Dave's blaming the audience. You don't understand how good you're getting it. You don't appreciate what I cook for you.
Oh yeah. I mean, again,
it sounded like a future ex-wife out there. You don't appreciate what I just cooked for you.
Yeah, 100%, and that's how he sounds a lot. I think Slammiversary. I would say I'm not as. I think there's been past Slammiversaries that I were more excited for than this one.
But is that because of the tumultuous stories of going around TNA right now? Just sit right back and you hear a tale. It's kind of that with TNA right now of their choppy waters out there. Show me the way to go home. Like, is that part of why TNA feels like where TNA was? Because honestly, I don't know, and I'm sticking up, I guess, for my partner in crime on Thursdays with out here. But if this wasn't around certain talents getting released and everything like that, and all of the animosity AEW's thrown towards TNA, would Slammiversary still be viewed as like we're expecting this to come in low to the bottom out of the 4 shows of the weekend?
I think the bar, you're right. The bar is kind of low, but they could. The good news with TNA, I think, often is you kind of underestimate it and then they kind of deliver. I think that might be part of it. I think a lot of the buzz around TNA hasn't been the most positive, hasn't really been of like, oh, you have to see what they did. It's more like, did you hear what happened? So, I mean, for that regard, I think that's there. And I don't know, maybe it's like Nick Nemesis Santana. I don't know if that's a hot angle right now. EY taking on Sosa.
Yes.
I mean that. Okay. I mean the veteran putting over the young guy coming up maybe might be good. Francis Elijah.
But also, so I'll say this for even anybody that doesn't like TNA or reviews that it's been in the mud right now, they're not going to turn it around overnight. And I think that very much this is going to be the turning point to where they start to course correct a bit.
Right.
I mean, being honest, like you can't expect them when they've had like the past 2 shows or past 3 shows have been all but taped. So
yeah,
like Tommy got let go, and then there were still like 2 tapings after he got let go. So it's like, well, I kind of guess I know what's going to be here.
Tommy Dreamer, no, sorry, Road Dogg expected to show up at Slammiversary. How's that sound? Good.
I mean, it works.
Is it a case of maybe not good enough for SmackDown, but might be okay right here?
Even then, I would even look at it as it's a guy. If I'm TNA, this is a guy who's worked with us before. We know how he is. We know how Brian operates. All of that.
True.
He's probably the next closest to Tommy that we can get that would show up and want to take this gig and be on a team with Delirious. And I can't remember who else they have that it was one of their
it was
or something that got added on that talent team. Can't remember his name. But and he's got ties around the industry to NXT, etc.
Yeah.
I think that it might even be a favor from Paul of, hey, we drove this man nuts. Do you want to go work over there? I'm sure you'd be pretty well over there. Like, I think it works out all the way around.
Quite possibly. And the other big buzz is apparently a former WWE superstar is going to debut. Apollo Crews. I like it.
I was just because it's around when the 90 days come up or anything. I'm still anticipating
Enzo Amore.
No, he might show up in NXT before he shows up in TNA.
I thought, you know what,
Gacy might show up in GCW. I'm calling that.
Right. I just thought with all the Enzo rumors, you get him to sign with TNA just to test him out and see how he's hanging. But here come the Birthright.
Oh, I think it could it be like a Malachi Black?
Yes.
Or anything. Well, that's the thing is I know certain people are gonna think, oh, it's gonna be the most like forgotten, released talent like Zoe Stark's show. Well, most people expect it's gonna be who takes on Mustafa Ali in the International Open Challenge match.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with TNA is so wide open. Who would it? There's so many options.
But there's the 90 days.
Yeah, but there's still other people out there.
What?
That's what I mean, though. But there's still other people beyond the last group of people cut that are out there. It makes, but with TNA, because of the way TNA functions, it legitimately could be anybody. It could be Kevin Nash.
Well, don't you put that evil out there.
It's Booker T.
Yeah, but you even send in our group chat, spoiler alerts, of to where what if it's like how I mentioned with Hunter with Road Dogg signing, of what if it's one of those, that partnership with WWE of, hey, we'll amend this or whatever. We won't fight you on this. If it's within, it's that like day 85 out of the 90. Yeah. I'm not going to fight you on that.
Well, I mean, in a perfect, sensible world, I could very much picture like ring. Hey, Hunter, it's Carlos. We really
you still like Carlos.
You're right. Like, hey, man, listen, we really want to kind of get rolling on a couple things and really help us out. I could see them like waiving the last couple weeks, or okay, then you pay 30% of what we were supposed to pay them, and high five, you're gone, like a buyout almost, right? Like that type of business transaction is possible, which is kind of exciting.
Oh, I was almost going to say offensive terms and everything. I wasn't, well, idiots, if that's offensive. But I'm saying it's one of those like, if you don't think that like sports teams, like say between even the Leafs and the Senators, just for reference of just in my brain's sake, hey, we're about to release so-and-so. We're going to let you know because we're buddies and everything like that. So you might want to get him. Here's what we've got, everything on him. Here's what you could probably offer him and what he'll take, kind of thing.
Right.
Like, honestly, I feel that happens way more in sports than people want to admit. Certain talent, like certain GMs and certain, people who are in business positions when it comes to talent rosters very much talk to each other. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, again, tampering's a thing, but at the same time, like that's one of the big buzz things in hockey right now is, like our GMs using guys' brothers to recruit guys signed with other teams. Like, hey, bro, tell your team you don't want to play there anymore and come play with me. You're like, oh, like it's hard, right? Like you got workarounds, you got loopholes.
Well, no, here. So as we do have the birth defects taking on Hank and Tank right now, which I'm taking Hank and Tank, who should be on the main roster in the tag team division for everybody that's upset about SmackDown's tag team division. The Kachuk trade to me feels like it's Ottawa capitalizing of they knew he had told them I'm not re-signing and everything. So I think it was very much them of like, so we're going to get the maximum opportunity, the maximum capital on what we could get with you. What? You don't agree?
No. He strong-armed them. And basically when you narrow down a team that I got one place to go, you basically got to get the best offer. You got to get the best offer possible.
No trade.
You have to get, the no trades are fucking unbelievable.
Is that the creative control of sports contracts?
Yeah, that is a perfect analogy for it. I mean, again, he had 2 years left on his contract and essentially said, I really don't want to play here now. I really don't want to be here. So he put them in a tough spot. I mean, again, it does work out where now what did they do? Ottawa turned around and got Eklund from San Jose, a very high-end top prospect. With some of the picks that they acquired. I mean, they got as much as they could, but this was very much, if Ottawa had their way, Kachuk is still a fucking cent.
So was it Tessa Blanchard of, TNA, of you're either with us or against us?
Right.
And honestly, Ottawa to me has always felt like it's in a state of rebuilding. Like there has never been any true foundation. And I think especially when you have a guy who's your main star in all due respect, anybody that's got a sibling, your brother's on another team and they're winning championships and they're going out there. Gee, I'd really like to play with my fucking brother here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a different time too, right? Like I think there's much less player loyalty. Oh, like the Crosbys of the world who are like, I'm going to play for one team forever, are kind of,
Ovi doesn't exist anymore.
Nah, it's dime a dozen. It's rare as could be. But that's fine. The players have earned that big double tope, wiping out everybody.
I still don't know who Adam Levine is and why Peter Avalon got such a long ponytail.
When did David Spade start participating in wrestling?
Yeah, he looks like David Arquette in like the later years when he was wrestling with the Scream attire.
Right. But I mean,
commercial break right now, folks. Be a friend, tell a friend, let us know what you're thinking. What do you want to? Because trust me, there's still I had to tell this man wrestling news stories I hadn't seen, and he had to tell me wrestling news stories I hadn't seen before we went live.
Right, like holy shit. Lots of things are going on. I mean, it's crazy times. FTR steps away. It's a little interesting. I wouldn't call it a retirement, but they said they're leaving to take some time off. However, we will still make our August date that we were pre-booked on to take on the Good Brothers at Appalachian Wrestling, I believe it is.
Top Guy's out, though.
Top Guy's out for now. Like Deuces.
Even they put in the whole message of, it was a tweet, by the way. It was...
Is it a case of like, what do you do with them if they're not going to get booked anyway? Might as well just say, we're out.
Well, so Dax is the one that tweeted this out and everything like that, or put it out as a post, I believe. But it's still one of those. Everybody kind of thought you would get Cope and Christian, the Bucks, and FTR ladder match or something like that at All In. You do the big fucking kit and caboodle for their tag team division, which is still lackluster. But they just take their ball and go home. And it's really interesting because they even kind of teased this might be it. They've said before pretty much their last contract was literally
going to be their last
contract.
Yeah.
So is this, I'm going to take my ball and I'm going to go home. FTR ball is going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. Is there a possibility? And I don't want to speculate. And folks, it's just a thought. But the idea that maybe they felt a little pushed up. Maybe they felt like they were going to get, maybe they were hoping to be the team that got to retire Edge and Christian in Toronto at the end of the year. So you have this big arc where you can kind of continue this blood feud between these two teams. And now they're kind of pushed out of it. The Dogs could be tag champs by the end of the weekend. I picked Edge and Christian, but what's that?
I just said I don't think so.
The only way they win is if Jay White pops up and costs Edge and Christian, but that'd be crazy that Edge or Cope and Christian get the titles.
What, so Jay White pairs with the Dogs and just skips past the Bang Bang Gang?
I don't know, man. I'm just guessing.
Is Tony Khan just trying to do his newest version of the Bullet Club, and you just combine the Bang Bang Gang with the Dogs?
All of them, fuck it. Yeah. Right? Shove them all together. It'll be very interesting. I'll say that kind of a fun match so far with the two tag teams here.
Fair enough. I'm still in commercial, but
nice little tandem offense.
See money. We interrupt this exciting wrestling match for a special message from Dude Wipes. Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag speculation.
Super chat from the Spaz. Priest heading to AAA along with the new faction of Bronco, Carmen, Angel, Berto, and that other guy that took it El Grande. Yes, that was
the Evil Dogs, I believe it is. I could be wrong.
Los Perros del Mal.
Yeah, and they went to the family. Like, this is a long-standing faction in AAA.
It's their version. It's AAA's Bullet Club.
Yeah, so this is cool. Damien going to do that would be great, Spaz. I have not heard that Damien's going to be involved. But, but it's funny because it's Bronco. Did not expect him there. Carmen, we've barely seen on NXT over the last year and a half, Nick. And she looks great. She really looks great. Berto, Angel, we know they've struggled.
Is this going to be a thing to where, like a guy like Damian Priest, respectfully, if he was in AAA, even a Dom, respectfully, they would be top guys. Ludwig, El Grande, huge guys, top guys, biggest guys over there in AAA.
Yeah.
Why would you want to force them to stay over in WWE when they're going to be mid guys, upper mid guys, tag team guys with truth and everything?
Yeah.
Have that guy go be your triple mega champion and just be the biggest heel in Mexico.
Yeah, I love the idea, and I think it's very smart, and it's something that we've talked about on Wednesdays, but we've also talked about it on Mondays and Fridays, as far as not everybody can be booked at the same time, not everybody can be at the top at the same time. So for me, it's a nice little outlet that, Damien go to AAA for a few months, and we've seen it really heat people up. Look what it did for Ludwig. Look what it did for Gable. Look what it's done for Lola Vice. Like, I do think there's talents that will benefit. Dom Dom is, huge response for Dom Dom over there. So I think it's a nice place where someone can kind of go, be relevant, add, move the needle, but be off WWE programming for a little bit, like the direct, the main.
Stop pegging your certain talent to be in certain spots that you deem that they should be in. Ludwig stays unmasked on WWE. He's at best a mid-card guy and everything like that. Maybe he gets an IC or US title run. If anything, you start to wonder if he's around a Fabian Eichner kind of level, what have you, after Gunther goes on the retirement tour. He throws on the mask, does El Grande, and he's the biggest thing in Mexican wrestling next to Mystico after the last decade plus and everything. Sometimes a guy, you draft him and think they'd be a really great small forward, right winger, what have you. Turns out they're actually more of a power forward center. So you switch them into that position and everything, and holy shit, they just run wild at being moved just a hair off of what you projected them as. And that's what I think needs to be more acceptable in pro wrestling. Of just because I think this guy should be this, but he does this and he's way more over and way better doing that, doesn't mean that I can be okay with I didn't predict that.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I mean, I did see Spaz reference that Ray said it, and I just saw an article that Ray has said Damian Priest is coming to AAA. So I had not been aware of that. That'll be very interesting. And again, I think it's a good chance. Plus, I mean, we've seen that the people have gone there and done really well. So I think this is great.
And I like this stuff from Killy. I'd just rather see guys used prominently in AAA than not at all in the main roster. Exactly. That's to sum up what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm right there with you. Like, and even a guy that is being used, like, I think it added another element to Dom. And I mean, I think you kind of touched on the idea, but sometimes, you'll see a player get sent down to the farm team for like a conditioning stint just to get their confidence back, like a hitter. We'll go down and crank a few AAA.
Did show went to OVW. How many times?
Right? Like that kind of vibe of like, go figure, go run up a score somewhere and get some confidence back. Yeah. I think it's good for everybody. And I mean, like I said, there's a lot of examples that has been beneficial. So, and AAA's been killing it. I know, like, AAA kind of gets an interesting, not really fully, grabbed by all the fans, but AAA is doing phenomenal things and great shows.
Is this where we can't joke about CMLL?
Right. Because, these idiots are breaking up already. Dempsey punched. No. Oh, Dempsey fell on his junk. That's my cue. I'm out.
Yeah, you can have this. Hey, this is a bit of what I get the extra double dose of with the birth right now. I get to see them not only on Tuesdays, on Thursdays. It's Hank and Tank with, again, a fantastic double team move and should be up on the main roster in your tag team division, which tag team wrestling has been lacking. The cost of tag team wrestling is too damn high. Tag team wrestling should be better in pro wrestling overall as a whole. And Hank and Tank should be on the goddamn main roster. Like, at this point, you're not going to do anything with them prominently and permanently in NXT. Use them, build them up, transition. And we've seen that some people don't need to reach, championship level or be, the main focus of a show all the time in NXT to still get over on the main roster. 2-0, 2-0. Keyshawn, C-Money Jeff needs to finish his story against MJF first. Oh, because I saw C-Money saying TNA should have hired back Jeff Jarrett. Excuse me. I mean, be interesting. He's still, how does he sit with the whole AW situation after he was supposed to have a retirement tour and that got cut off short? But I'm not saying Jeff was a great booker, but it definitely would be, it would be very interesting. Again, I think right now, if you pair Delirious, Road Dogg, I would have really liked to have seen Sami Callihan get a crack at it of being creative. Just some shakeup. Somebody new that still has a touch of, past experience behind it, I think can work. And building that new level out here. Now, granted, I did agree a bit with Sami Callihan's whole tweet comment about the same 10 people get the same 10 jobs, but I don't know. Jesus Christ. That is the most unsettling laugh I think I've ever fucking heard. So Shiloh Hill just cut a promo to where he just snapped off. I think he's taking Kristen Angels on at Great American Bash. It's probably a 0 hour or so. I think they've got 5 matches added so far. Let me refresh the quicker. But yeah, Shiloh Hill's laugh right there was toothless aggression. Oh, we can't use that because the other person who used that's a piece of shit. Sorry, but I have my certain feelings about Wolverines in wrestling. But that was an unsettling moment with Shiloh. What's going on with Masha on the outside looking in? I know she was dealing with some personal things, some serious personal things. I wonder how at this point, and that's the tooth. That's what it should have ended with. With Masha and stuff like that. I know she's super talented, was super talented, I'll say that. But also everything that she's going on, I'm not going to try and force that issue. I get asking it. I literally don't know. I don't know where they stand on that. I don't know if, when, how, when, and why, where she'd come back in pro wrestling. Like, would TNA welcome her back? Would there be kind of that welcome back moment or anything where she just kind of silently stepped away? We'll see. I can hear the Undertaker influence in Charlotte. Oh, absolutely. I think that, because wasn't that on the LFG thing to where that was one that Taker's like, I'd take you under my wing. Now, is this proof against my own argument that Taker's better at creative than a Hunter? But also, if with WWE creative, you have to also take into account they have Ari and how many other people that are saying we got to get 75 ad reads and sponsorships into this 2 hour show. But Shiloh Hill 6, he would have fit in very much into the Wyatt family when they were swampy and flannel paws, which is most of Alabama in the summer. But he would have fit in then. And I still think it's interesting now to see that most of the Wyatt 6 of, hey, with the multi-time champions and everything like that, that most of the Wyatt 6 is now starting to get to where they're on their end of the 90 days. Kind of like all of that, the Malachi's, everything, or towards the end of their time limit. So could you see a Wyatt 6 show up? Could TNA or MLW do their nondescript equivalent of, the Wyatt family on their television program? You have the Righteous on TNA, and you've also very much had the social media video between Dexter Loomis and Indy. So could that be a thing? You've got MLW with Karrion Kross. Could that The only thing is because they tape so far out in advance would be issue, I think. But could you start to see some of these people? Like I said, I think why did I blank on Koger's first name? I was gonna go Van of 48, Atticus Coger. I came today, pause, and I was, blanked on in alphabetical slaughter. But Atticus Coger very much teasing the idea that you could get Joe Gacy involved in GCW, which would make sense to me, of guys like that can make impacts outside of WWE would be interesting. See, is so you can pay what, $2,000 or so to get your name printed on the canvas for Saturday's main event, as we're replaying in slow motion the Fireball. Bold strategy to replay it in slow motion. Anthony, what up? MDB Bingo has been waiting for you to, I think KJ had been trying to, incite you. They're doing the facial thing. Anybody who is of a certain age group, do you think right now with all of this, if this man's all bandaged up and you can't see his face and everything, that we're going to get this, like, I'm not saying we're exactly going to get this, but it thinks of that moment of Jack Nicholson in the original Batman movie, to where he gets all the fucking bandage pulled off his face and then he's the Joker in the mirror and all of that. Is this kind of similar-ish vibes, or am I just up a tree? Well, we're getting the contract signed in between Kendall and Lola. I'm trying to redeem myself. This is babyface v babyface a bit. This is one of those of, I just want to let you know I respect you, but I'm just trying to, like, write my own story. Who's more the fan favorite? Poll question be damned. Yeah, I can't do it, but let me know. Are you more pro Lola or are you more pro Kendall right now with this? Because I feel, as much as NXT fans have been waiting for Lola to win the championship, now she's won it. And it feels like they're now just waiting for her to hand it to Kendall. Not saying they're entirely wrong, but it's also one of those. Has Lola had a real cemented reign as champion? Or is she just, are we starting a hot potato? Bradley, kind of. I thought Tessa wanted to leave. No, they gave her the alternative of, are you a TNA talent or are you a CMLL talent? Which I had initially heard in reverse of that CMLL asked out of Tessa, but I guess it was TNA allegedly. But either way, Tessa was picking CMLL. They booked her, and it very much came out that it seemed, TNA was afraid of how it would be perceived if they really leaned on her, allegedly the network wanted them to go with her. Anthem didn't, which, by the way, just to quickly dispel a rumor, as Lola and Kendall are still talking, I know it's gone around Twitter quite a bit, and I hate how much I have to fucking reference Twitter talking about wrestling, but that Anthem's estimating the value of TNA at $40 to $50 million and this and that, and the only goddamn source on that is just some random Twitter account. It's the same thing, like with CM Punk having issues backstage of, stop giving him guys with 300 followers fucking credibility because they say something you want to believe. As Lola signs the contract, so did Keno sign it and I missed it? He's shining off screen as I got Keanu Carver coming out. But so it's official like a referee whistle, and very much hey, if you're going to go top of the hour with Keanu Carver, I don't mind it. But that was a segment. That was a nondescript, non-entertaining segment. Had Lola more over in AAA and wrestles there more. Yes and no. I personally want to see Lahada in NXT or main roster, and they don't have any female luchas. Well, also, we're about to probably get Stephanie back pretty soon. I see what you're saying, but I also think about what is the main roster women's division right now. It is a little bit of a buzzsaw. I get that you could do better with flushing out the mid-card divisions on the women's titles. If you're going to have them, you need to have a division around them. So I'll give you that. But yeah, as EK Prosper coming up right now. Oh, seriously, who cares about Tesla right now? MDB cares for Tesla. There you go. MDB agreeing with Keyshawn. Yeah, MDB, it sucks. Seems like she's on that invisible blacklist. Next, Enzo's allegedly working at the Performance Center. Lars kind of, respectfully, has kind of earned his spot with there. I ain't going to go fully into that, but yeah. It is very much on a case-by-case basis, and I will give you that. And that's also public perception, but I also do think that at the end of the day, Tessa staying as a CMLL talent versus focusing on a TNA talent is better for all parties involved, because TNA is still partnered with WWE. So is Tessa going to just try and work through TNA, and maybe once she'll get pulled up to NXT, or she'll get pulled up to the main roster to where she'll probably might have a feud for a little bit with Charlotte Flair, to which she'll probably lose, and then she's sliding back down the other way she came? Or does she go and stay in CMLL where her husband works, where she lives, where her father lives? They can set up shop out there. So I don't think anybody loses in that. I have my feelings on Tessa, which are obviously my feelings and my feelings alone. But I also don't think anybody lost in that situation. People can paint it to where it's a fucking loss on TNA, but I think it's more of, this isn't going to work. Like, you ever been in a relationship with somebody you just know, like, we don't work together, and you just maybe kind of need to split it off, break it off? I think that's kind of where they were at. But EK going after Keanu after getting thrown around, because that's the most I've probably talked about Tessa in any bit of positive light in quite a minute. However, for the win, yes, folks, let me know who you got for this match. Whether you got Keanu, you got EK. Christ, you can just actually, you can't even do E or K, because, well, E for EK or K for Keanu if you're going to just go by the letter system out there. Drop to the canvas. Gotta love a good bio, huh? They've been building cover up for weeks. Let's hope Carver. Let's hope he looks good. He's got a great look. I think he's pretty solid in the ring. I know they did the whole LFG thing that very much seemed like he had an attitude, and he might very well. But I do think in ring, in talent, he has something that can be refined, and something that with some time in NXT, you can find a diamond out of that. Speaking of finding a diamond, as EK eats a forearm from hell.
Shine bright like a diamond. Yeah, I mean, good match going. I mean, EK's down. Ref's helping him. Right. Or looking him over.
Carver whooped the out of it. Yeah, but that's, again, this is a speed title match, or could have been a speed title match, because of they're in the same division, but it doesn't feel like they're in the same division. This is like seeing the guy that's like, 6'2" taking on the guy that's 5'9", of like in a basketball competition. Like, no, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but I do like the, big man, working, stomping out the little guy, keeping him grounded. You're right. Definitely feels like size advantage, power advantage, Keanu. And can EK use his speed? I mean, it's a good little, we don't know much about either guy. So it's a nice little exchange here. And I think EK might steal it.
Keanu. They're building him. If he's sitting there arguing with anybody and everybody out there. They say your attitude determines your latitude. Well, I might latitude to my longitude here. Pause.
Super grateful. There you go. Nick taking a pause for the cause. We're rolling on, folks. EK and Keanu going one-on-one right now in the ring. 67% of the chat took Carver to win this one. So EK, heavy underdog. Any weapon forged against me shall not, EK, prosper. Oh, shit, money. You won one tonight. Carver would have been more well-received if he didn't like directly be put in the mix after. It's a valid point, Will. Definitely a valid point because there are similarities there, right? And I mean, we've seen it before. We've talked about it on the women's side of things of, are you pushing just another pretty blonde wrestler and then the next one comes in right behind her? So, I mean, we've seen this before. And again, maybe a little more of a slow burn because of it for Carver. Carver quite didn't feel as imposing because Oba had kind of swallowed that world at that time. But EK hits a huge DDT. Both men working their way back up. I look at Carver and EK and I see Javon Oba replacements. Jeez. I mean, kind of. I mean, the similarities. Carver cannot be taking any losses right now. Walking out there as a badass and then losing unexpectedly, no way. Fair enough. I mean, that's a fair argument. Do I think it's that make or break as you may imply? Maybe not. But I see your I think that's a valid argument. I heard I missed you clocking some shit about Tessa B. For MDB. Here's the thing about Tessa. I don't know if there's enough there to make it worth it. And I think the opportunity she has in CMLL to be bigger without as much of the baggage that the North American audience throws at her is good for her. But I don't know that you'd bring her into the main roster of WWE and she just, supplant somebody already in an upper position. I don't know if she's strong enough on the mic. I don't know. I mean, she's a hell of a wrestler, and I've defended her this whole, people got to forgive. People got to give, people deserve a second chance. We all make mistakes. We're not above, I think sometimes we're so unforgiving in this world and we put so much weight and value in words that, again, I think there's an opportunity in not condoning poor behavior, but people fuck up and people can say sorry and people can learn and people can grow. So I had no problem with it. I just don't know that the baggage that comes with her name still is worth it as far as what she brings to the table. We should funnel in all the hot blonde wrestlers. And, yeah, right, all day long. I'm not going to complain. I'm just telling you what I've heard. As EK just throwing at Carver. Carver covering up, pushing him off, eats a super kick. Big up, step up Enziguri into a knee. Let's go. Let's go. Can I get a poll, please? Hassan, pause. A poll for what? Tessa, Charlotte, Bailey, and Jade could be the horsewomen. I mean, I kind of maybe not go that route right now. But yeah, okay. I mean, Charlotte's the vet, Bailey, kind of the forgotten enforcer a little bit. Tessa, powerhouse. I don't know if that's such a, they could make it work, but it's a very interesting combination, Will. I said fans didn't want Tessa B back in TNA, but the fact that they're asking questions about Masha even coming back is peak selective outrage. Tessa never physically hurt anyone like Masha. And absolutely, that's the thing. And again, Masha is a person that has gone through some stuff. If, time passes and she's made amends with the right people and there's an opportunity for her, I mean, again, I do believe people deserve second chances, but you're right. Like, fans couldn't think twice. And it's ironic, right? Because, I mean, MDB nowadays, at times, something that you said holds more weight than something you physically did. Especially in the US of A nowadays. I mean, my country's not getting any better, but a whole lot of value put on words. Back in once upon a time, people would talk mad shit, and I was just that crazy guy. Oh, you don't listen to him. But, nowadays everyone's got to be held to a funny standard. But the goalpost moving makes it almost impossible. Carver with the pounce. And like Paul said, Carver needs to look strong right now. I thought he came. Oh, wait. And there it is. Let's go. I'm okay with that. Don't worry. Carver's going to get his lick back. EK steals it. You got to get both guys over. And there it is. Here comes the heat. Not just Nick and like 14 other people still mad about Tessa. Apparently, Tommy was afraid of them, and Tessa will be back and push. You think Tessa will be back? I do think you're going to just let it cool out. And again, I think there's a weird thing that happens if like she goes and has a really good run. What will the Meltzers of the world, like Meltzer being a guy that stands on such a moral high ground all the time, and then Tessa joins a company that he's done nothing but pump the tires of. Where's the backlash there? I can only imagine what he has said. Now, I can't say this for fact, hashtag speculation, but you could imagine what his opinion was when she went to TNA. Does he feel the same way now? But ultimately, yeah, I don't think anybody should be holding that grudge, especially when I always find it very interesting when the person affected by behavior is forgiving, and then people who are not at all, even in the periphery of being impacted by the behavior, hold a grudge for like ever. I don't get that. The thing about Tessa is she should have been a star 10 years ago in NXT. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. And I mean, the part I guess their argument is, look, kind of the road she went down, maybe it was best that she didn't. Maybe that's why other people bypassed her. Maybe other people were better at getting along. So right now I am getting a Zarya Tatum Paxley package. Say that 5 times fast. Thoughts on Jericho versus Tommaso, July 8th, beach break. We will be here live as we always are on a Wednesday. We will be here tomorrow. The go-home show for Forbidden Door. Damien, Jericho Ciampa. Listen, I've been very open for a long time about Jericho hurting AEW's product. I feel that Jericho and Moxley pull the overall quality of the product down. And that being said, Jericho Ciampa is the best booking that they've done for Jericho in a long time. Jericho and Ricochet didn't make sense. Put him in there stylistically with a guy at Jericho's age can have a physical, grinding type match instead of him trying to be a lucha and prove he can still fly. You are not the Lionheart anymore. Be this guy. And this is better. And because Ciampa's so great at what Ciampa does, again, I hope Ciampa beats him. But I have a feeling that you guys can, like, take a fucking screen record of this, me saying this today. But I have a feeling that there's potentially a Jericho title push coming. Maybe not till later in 2026, but I feel like Jericho knocks off Ricochet. Maybe he knocks off Ciampa. Maybe he knocks off someone else. And all of a sudden, has Jericho built up enough momentum to justify Jericho going after a world title? as we are getting ready for the next match here at NXT tonight. Izzy Dane coming out, take on Ariana. We have the Culling coming to the ring. The winner of this will take on Ren St. Clair at Great American Bash as Izzy and Grace. Let me know. I guess nobody's an option because of the time limit. So the poll is up. Get your votes in. Let me know who you're taking, folks, as we roll through tonight's show. We are on a commercial break. Keep the chat coming. We'll keep clicking. Give us stuff to talk about, as you guys out there are the heart and soul of this channel and why we are rolling the way we are. But don't forget, Wednesday, big show. We were just talking about it. We're going to be here 7:45 tomorrow, 8:45 for TNA, the go-home show for Slammiversary. Friday, SmackDown, we will be here at regular time. We don't want any spoilers, so please be nice. We're going to remind you all week. But Friday, SmackDown, normal time, will be live at 7:30. And then the weekend. The weekend is packed, folks. Saturday, we kick it off. We're going to be here at noon Eastern time, and we go live. We got Night of Champions, and for us, Day of Champions, depending on where you are. It's going to be a good show. I'm looking forward to some of the things. I know some of the rage podcasters out there and the hate mongers and the people desperate for clicks are going to try and make you sound like everything is terrible. But I will tell you this. There's a lot of question marks going into this one. Now, if they throw up a dud, I'll be right there to talk about it. But my hope is some of this stuff plays out and continues to play out and lead into SummerSlam. They got a 2-night SummerSlam to fill up, so we want it to be good. And, of course, Sunday, we will be here live. We go live at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and we have 3 shows. We kick it off with Slammiversary. We're looking forward to this. It's always good. Twists, turns, surprises. You never know who's going to show up. You never know who's going to be there. So be here live for that. And then, of course, at 7, we get the kickoff of Great American Bash. At 8, we get Forbidden Door. And we are going to be watching as much wrestling as we physically can. Let's go. So make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit share. Make sure you hit subscribe. Be a part of all of the fun, folks, as we should be coming out of commercial break momentarily. Let me catch up with the chat and see how you guys are doing. Holy shit, what a German. What? I missed a suplex? Or am I that far out? 5 bones in the bucket. Everyone has value. Don't judge a fish by the ability to climb a tree. All love and good vibes. Y'all are helping me towards 1.9K, and I appreciate y'all. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Exactly, KJ. Like, what are we doing? That was spot on. What are we doing? Speaking of spot on.
Well, speaking of a fish climbing a tree, but yeah.
You'd be a big fish. My guy? I'm doing well, man. We're rolling.
Red fish, blue fish, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone.
Exactly. So EK beats Carver. I'm okay because I feel like both guys are getting built here.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's kind of nondescript. It is what it is. It's hard to really have too much of an emotion coming out of it because it.
Yeah.
I mean, the speed titles, I know we're going to have this match that's going to challenge who takes on Ren for the speed title at Great American Bash. But I kind of don't give it anymore.
Yeah, I don't care that much. Let's just do it. Make it good.
Yeah, well, speaking of things I don't give a and you brought this up. No. My shadow knows my story. Tommaso Ciampa, the guy who is one of the best talents you have on your roster, is now being sacrificed to our Lord and Judas, Christopher Jericho.
Yeah. I mean, I was, as I said while you were on your pause, I believe that this is typical Jericho booking. It's why he wanted Ricochet when he got back, because a lot of people were talking about Ricochet, and he thought it would help him be a better baby face. Whatever. But I think Ciampa was another guy that was very hot, just came into the company. But at least Jericho and Ciampa stylistically, I think, is a better match. And at least
we don't. The segments have been terrible. Like Tommaso Ciampa had arguably one of the better matches of the year versus Darby Allin, probably the most believable world title match that Darby had outside of his defense versus MJF for the world title with Tommaso Ciampa. And now he's Chris Jericho, who loses to Ricochet in the gates of agony. To see the decline of Tommaso Ciampa, that is the coolest. And now they've cooled him off pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, I know our buddy Boston in the chat out there, him and I have kind of debated the onboarding of Ciampa. I didn't love it. I really love the fact that they gave him the belt as quick as they did, and then they kind of unraveled it so they could do the Fletcher pink belt in, when they went down under. So, I mean, I felt like, why bother? And then I felt like he became an afterthought. He ended up on Collision.
Still fucking triple threat.
What's that?
Just do a triple threat. Briscoe, Fletcher, Ciampa.
You could. But, I mean, again, I think that Ciampa is a talent. And if booked right, he could be a big deal in your company. But I think there's a chance. I'm saying it, Nick. I feel like Jericho's back to go after the title.
What title? Please don't say
the world title. Yeah.
No. Chris Jericho versus MJF. Chris Jericho versus Will Ospreay?
Maybe. Yeah.
No, Tommaso Ciampa comes out way more believable in any scenario in that.
Yeah, tell that to Tony Khan.
I wish I could. He's just deaf, dumb, and blind. I don't know. As I've got Izzy, I almost called her Carmen, but Izzy taking over Ariana right now.
Yeah, the winner will take on Ren at the Great American Bash. We will update the predictions, folks, and we will be adding the newest match added, as even though it doesn't seem to be official yet. It looks like we're getting Angels versus Shiloh at the Great American Bash.
0 hour?
I don't think they have one.
Damn it. Well, are they going to start going into, like, already with SummerSlam, we've got 5, or with Great American Bash, we've got 5 matches. With Night of Champions, we've got 4, I believe, 5. Are they starting to listen a bit more and, hey, we don't have to do 12, but can we at least do, like, 6?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've said it for a while. I think 4, 5, even at times, there's just, even if it's good, it just doesn't feel enough. Like, it just feels.
You got to have an Iron Man match or something if you're going to do 4. You got to have a reason to go an hour.
Right. So right now, Forbidden Door has 10 matches announced, including one of those is one pre-show match announced. So Wednesday
so another 4 matches tomorrow night on Dynamite.
No,
mostly pre-shows.
Izzy gets pinned.
Who showed? Izzy gets pinned by Ariana, and somewhere Anthony is weeping into his pillow. Weeping pillow is Anthony right now.
Oh, but Izzy's pissed off at Spears. This is the end of the culling, my guy.
This is the culling of the culling?
The culling of the culling.
Spears is, though, a guy that I think, honestly, if you're a TNA, would you want him as an agent, a talent, what have you? I guess the agent even for the Mask versus Mask was Pete fucking Dunne, of all people.
Yeah. Guys like Don Spears, he's a guy that runs a school out of Niagara. That I think there's nothing.
Him and Breeze.
Yeah. But the Birthright, who's all but garbage. So it's going to be Ren versus Ariana, which I'm going to be honest, Ariana can wrestle her ass off.
As someone who's been there for most of Thursdays where you're watching Ariana Grace, I am anticipate someone's taking a pause during this match. This is a miss me match. Well, Randall was coming out trying to do the skip, and she realized, oh no, that's AJ Styles shit. AJ Styles skipping it. What the fuck is this?
The Vanity Project in the back with Robbie Stoner.
When did Jackson Drake become so tall?
Who's giving you patty wax, Nick?
Knick-knack, paddywhack?
Knick-knack, paddywhack.
Now this makes me always think of the Colin Mockery bit from Who's Line. We had an assassin take out someone in a rice paddy field with two ornamental figurines. It's the first case of a knick-knack, paddywhack.
So dumb. So we do go to a commercial break. Tessa Blanchard is literally one of the best I've ever seen. She got everything in spades. That woman has superstar. I don't know if I go that far.
I think that everybody has their personal that, like, I can't wait till this motherfucker gets to the league. They're going to tear the house down. And then they don't. And then you're like, well, they just don't get it.
Right.
No, I think Tessa, through no fault and fault of her own, has backed herself into a nice little corner. And I'm still very interested to see how she prospers in CMLL. I can't wait to see the crossover match to where she shows up in AEW, and let's see how the Sicko fans really deal with that.
I said that, yeah.
I think it's
jokes.
Again, this is one of those, not everybody's the right fit for the right team or the right situation, what have you. And at times it starts to become obvious. Where she's at in CMLL, I think, is way better than she was ever going to be in TNA.
Yeah, I think so too. And again, maybe some extended time there and you get a good run out of her. People's opinions or feelings could change, but we'll see in time.
Well, even then, can you confidently book your world champion if they're also moonlighting in another promotion, especially when, all due respect, it's so funny to me to where TNA finally starts to act like a business and everyone's like, look at you trying to act like you're grown, trying to do the business things like other businesses out here. Like, they're a fucking business. Like, they're trying to do what is best for them and what they can feel is going to be the best situation.
Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, and maybe I said it while you were away of, maybe it is just a breath of fresh air for everybody involved. And even for her, because we saw people in the US raging about, Americano, it goes down south and kills, she'll get down there and they won't give a shit the way the Americans do, and she'll be fine.
Well, no, she's pretty much built her whole foundation. Same thing with Tully. Remember, Tully's not on AEW. Where's everybody crashing out about Tully not being on AEW with a fucking FTR or anything like that? They replaced him with Ken Bivens. But they've built their whole foundation in Mexico. So go have it. If it's, again, certain talent do end up better on a certain team than the team they were drafted to.
Yeah, it happens all the time. So, yeah, highly possible. I mean, it shall be interesting. And like you said, I'm really curious on how the reporting of it goes. Like when she has a 5-star match, like, ooh, are you sure, Dave?
Well, should you take anything with Dave from a grain of salt now at this point? Are we all just watching like Alvarez an abusive home situation and we're all just trying to see, like, we can help you out of this situation if you just call this, line. We can help you out of this situation, Brian. You're good.
Yeah, I think that at times, Nick. But then there's times where then all of a sudden he out of nowhere, he's like, "Oh my god!" Like people aren't paying attention how great this Moxley shit is, dude. You're freaking out about NXT, but you're supporting Moxley and the Death Riders. I'm baffled, sir. But yeah, there are moments where I'm like, we need to save Brian, and then I'm like, oh no, he's happy. He's good where he is.
Yeah, Stockholm Syndrome runs
right
out there.
Like I said, he is a little out there, but he knows when he gets to the cliff and he lets Dave jump off alone. Like he's Louise, but he rolled out of the car and didn't go with them.
But I don't know how I feel that if Brian Alvarez might be the voice of reason, how far down the pipeline are we?
Right.
Oh.
Alexa Bliss, NXT Origins.
Interesting.
Yum yums.
Well, she was Julia Hart before Julia Hart.
Not even as far, but I mean, I see what you're saying. Except Julia Hart
was the cheerleader that went corrupt,
right? If only Julia Hart was in a place that pushed her, and maybe she would be something.
Well, and you have like think about the amount of the women's roster that AEW has, and people like champion. Finally, they're doing 3 matches over like 2 shows of women's talent. It's like, meanwhile, WWE is doing like whole pay-per-views that are predominantly all but 1 match, women's matches.
Right.
But, yeah. They hate women.
As there's Carmen and Lions. So Carmen getting love, Lions getting love, and she's not so, Thakita, but still Thakita.
No, she's more Defeata. Hey, Jada.
Jada, who can't grab an L if you paid her.
But so now that you know, for those who don't know, Guinness World Record holder now for most submission victories within WWE.
Right.
Think a couple Guinnesses going around.
Whoa. See, is it funny that only Bronco joined? Like,
yeah,
it's
funny. I literally was Googling.
Like, there's Carmen.
Like, another man injured or something. Why is there only half of this? Yeah.
Right. And like, there's Carmen, there's Bronco. They don't interact at all. They don't even know each other.
We don't. What timeline are we in, McAvoy or Stewart? These times.
Oh wait, I saw you this weekend. Oh, you give him a clap for good job joining a faction without me. You do your thing, bro.
You should be part of that. Also, your faction mate just walked off of. That's also beefing with your partner. What?
Oh, okay. So Izzy's pissed off, but we're going directly into the Culling versus Van Dux and Sean Legacy.
I forgot we only have we have a half hour, but Van Dux looks like somebody has created a pro wrestler. All due respect. Why are you that light and that small and that built and tattooed? Like you fit all of the creator wrestler like stereotypes.
Right. As I will put a poll up for the match. I guess I could take the Izzy one down. That's not
Legacy Von Dux.
Yeah, Legacy Von Dux. Duck Legacy. Duck Legacy.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckstown. I'm amazed you haven't come up with. So you have Jack Cartwheel for Sean Legacy. What's your name for Von Dux?
I'm just still stuck on the whole duck thing. Like,
Quackenbush? Mike Quackenbush.
Quackenbush. All right, folks, get your votes in. Who's going to win this impromptu tag team match? Well, not that impromptu, but
so Izzy now has to be out here advocating for the Culling after the Culling
just taking L.
Culled her.
Right? She takes the L, and then I would let her go to the back.
Yeah, stay out here. No. Unless you're just like you said, this is the end.
Ducks Dynasty. There you go. That's it. That's the one. Ducks Dynasty. Ducks Legacy. It's the sequel. Darkwing Ducks.
Darkwing Ducks. Darkwing. When you're in trouble, call DW.
DW. Fucking hell. Oh, double stomp.
Now, I'll ask you this because I've also seen this story come out. We've had a lot of wrestling tonight. We've got a lot of wrestling tomorrow night on Dynamite already advertised. And we have a guy who books wrestling shows and got accused of booking former wrestling shows that said, my wrestling has too much wrestling in it right now. Send it back and everything. Of one Vinny Roo out there saying AEW is failing. And I think it might have been more than a comment on everything, but AEW is failing because it has too much wrestling. I hate when I have wrestling in my wrestling.
Well, well, I think what Vinny is touching on is something. He's just not very articulate, bro.
You fucking think?
And that's, I mean,
what is the understatement of the year? Vince Russo, not articulate.
Right. And we're not exactly out here doing our own TED Talks or anything, but
hey, I think I got a manuscript or at least a doctorate compared to him.
Right. But again, I mean, I think Vinny is his own worst enemy because, you know, he thinks his shit don't stink. But I mean, the idea that we've talked about, it's not too much wrestling. It's the stories and the angle that leads to the good wrestling suck. Your weekly shows are shit because your booking is immature. It's childish. It's not fully thought out. It's not fully processed. It feels like, you know, a lot of my homework because it got done the night before it was due. Just rushed, like, you know, double words and spelling mistakes because it was last minute.
You amplify the size on the period and shit like that. No, it is the Michael Bay phenomenon. Explosions in movies aren't bad, but when all of your movie is explosions, your movie is bad. That's the thing.
Right. And that's the thing. I mean, at the end of the day, Vince, I mean, where's this guy that's, you know, his booking's so amazing, he'll get JCW on the map. How's that going?
Everybody's like, well, Tony just didn't call him back, so now he's bitter.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, like, he's not fully wrong in that stories have a part in pro wrestling.
Yes.
I still do not think
100%
that they are the forefront. They are the creamy middle, they are the connective tissue that makes everything else work. You have to have wrestling. That is your bare bones of you have to have wrestling on your show. Everything else is the connective tissue throughout it.
Yeah, if you go through the history, if you go back to the old-timey, we drew a circle in the sand and we, you know, at the carnival. Yeah. And some big muscly guy. Like, it wasn't even about wrestling. You know, pro wrestling has always been about the pageantry. It's putting the big muscle guy on the poster and getting people to come down and pay $5 to see this big guy push around that big guy. And you have guys
regardless of if you hate Jim Cornette's explanation of what pro wrestling is at its core is the most beautiful way to explain it.
Yeah. And you and I have seen a lot of good matches, but it's like, to me, Nick, the equivalent of if you ever watch a really good sports game for two teams that you're not invested in, it's a good game. But it does not hit the same as your team playing. And that's what it feels
like. You can have enough of a story. Christ, look at the Knicks. Look at the Sabres. We've seen stories throughout sports just in this past year that a captivating story and an equally impressive performance, they work hand in hand and can get somebody over. So many people became New York Knicks fans this year.
For sure, as they always do. But even in sports, pure sports that people talk about, you know, you legitimately, you just said it, you're sold on the story. Do you believe in miracles? You believe in the story. Like we're watching the soccer now. That's why we get all these profiles of where people have come from, their trials and tribulations to get where they are. That has always been the bread and butter and the money. But his idea that there's, like, I mean, we want a lot of good wrestling. You can't go Vinny Rue and make it Jerry Springer. You can't make it.
But I also get that you can't have so much wrestling that you have to cipher through of what matters and what doesn't matter. And there is a tightrope walk to it. But that's with anything.
Well, and you even look at Forbidden Door. Like, you look at the card and it's like, you know, I don't care about Moxley Bandito. I don't care about Pac versus Amino, which I think that match is actually going to surprise people at how good that match is. And I think Pac's just there to take the L. Like, he's the obligatory give back for all the other L's that are going the other way. But I mean, I don't care about these matches. Now, if you care, that's where people spend money. People open their wallets and join and participate when they care. A lot of the sickos might be misguided, but they care. But you got to get more people to care. You can't just have this little bubble that cares.
Remember when trailers used to matter of whether you bought a fucking ticket to a movie and everything like that, and whether you put asses in seats and all of that to sit there and get hyped up to watch a movie instead of just, well, hey, have you heard of this franchise? Have you heard of that franchise? Well, now what if we mash those two franchises together? You used to have to sell people to watch some shit. Christ, that's what we fucking do with all of this.
Right.
Spoiler alert. So
we trying
100 try our damnedest, but that's what it needs to be. That should be your ultimate focus.
Yeah, I mean it's great. We talk about it all the time. As right now, speaking of this kind of concept, but Legacy's fighting off Nico. But like there are a lot of good wrestlers out there, and there are talent that we see that we talk about. Generic wrestler number 4, 7, 24. Like, yes, you're good. Kyle O'Reilly is a good wrestler, but Roddy Strong's a good wrestler, but
looks like he'd be a good wrestler, but
like, so that's the thing. Like, what are we doing? Like, you got to push the personalities. You got to push the people that can get over. We've seen people like Harley Cameron come out of left field, and others. Like, when you have somebody like even like a Ciampa right now, those are the people. Will Ospreay. Don't meddle him in the middle. Push him. Strike when the iron's hot. So, like, and you're trying to make the story, but you need people in your company that are better at telling stories.
Right. Well, speaking of personalities, I love some of these, though. The Mighty
Dukes.
the Mighty Duck, too. Quack, quack.
So we got teetering on the top.
Agree with Russo, but they got to step up their game outside of the ring.
150%. And the WWE could probably do better in ring, though they are doing better in ring. They're not getting enough credit because they put on good matches. NXT gives us good matches, and people kind of overlook it, though they're just like the gimmick company.
Would you be willing to say that there is a grace period, a gray period that both companies kind of get glossed over and people say that they're bad at something that they're not as bad as people say they're at? Like in ring with WWE, of maybe with even marketing, what have you, with AEW, like their video packages at times are pretty fucking solid.
Right. Oh, for sure. The production is second to none. Like I sometimes, I mean, in the AEW has done a really good job with them at times. It is something that maybe they don't get a high five for as much. And I do think there's been enough like really good. Oh my God. That looked painful as fuck.
Yeah. Fucking shins on chest.
Van Dux might have just broke Sean Spears' ribs.
Yeah, well, Nico just like fucking stumbled in to break that up.
Oh, like, can you breathe?
Yeah, I'm amazed he didn't hit his throat.
8 matches. Yeah, Dynamite's actually kind of stacked up what they have announced for it. We're going to hear from both teams, MJF team and Team Briscoe, still struggling with that, but we won't need to get too deep into that today. But, yeah, it's a busy card tomorrow.
AEW has no financial risk. If it fails, TK will go back to being a billionaire's kid and running Fulham. No stakes. This is just a 9-to-5 job for TK. And he's also a boss, so no stakes. I think it's a pet project for him.
It's a vanity project. Like, it very much is. And that's where
infringement?
Right? No shit. But I legitimately feel like that's why when there's this mass criticism, he doesn't give a fuck. I don't care what you think. I'm just doing this for shits and giggles. And when I get bored with this, I'll get Daddy to buy me something else. Right? Like next, 2 months from now, he could own fucking Strike Force. Like he just whatever. Right? Like whatever Daddy can get for him. Like we'll see how long wrestlers keep him excited.
Rumors of if he bought New Japan or anything, of expounding of it's so funny of when it's a monopoly one way, it's fine, but a monopoly the other way, yeah.
But to me, that's the second example of Tony gutting a company and then buying it when it's dead. That's so rude.
that's sacrilege at that point of moonsault from dude. But yeah, if New Japan goes under,
Selena Del Sol,
here's what will be wept. Yo, when would Sean Legacy be hitting a Selena Del Sol like that?
Oh, Van Dux, DVD, the Duck Valley Driver.
Oh my fuck!
It's over. The
Shooting star.
Izzy's just
it's crazy because Sean Legacy looks like a swole lightweight. Von Dutch looks like that on all the HGH.
Right, he toned and tatted. Izzy hates the Cullings, so she can go now. She has bypassed them.
Put her. Why? So, Izzy with Braun or Maxine with Theory? Because that's been a thing that's been going around. But also, Maxine told Gable to go stick it up. The sun don't shine. But because you have not done Izzy as part of the Vision, put her as the Hollywood blonde bombshell next to Braun Breaker.
Maybe. I mean, again, it would kind of be. Would it be better almost to have somebody like, oh, who's she? As she's about to quit. She's about to quit.
Yeah.
Oh, Nico! The turn nobody cared about.
Well, even she just said, "Go ahead, do it."
Yeah, kill him. He's shit. You're right.
And this.
He just broke his ribs. We can put him out.
Yeah. Well, he's about to go be an agent. He's about to be off screen. Do you think that this is Ty Dillinger's just done with on-screen WWE? Like, maybe you're not going to have him come back and show up on like SmackDown.
No,
or something.
But I think maybe this is a chance to get Nico over. I think Nico's got a bright future. Nico's
you put him as the heavy with Izzy, and that's you just do them as a pairing.
Yeah. They're cutting dead weight. I can absolutely. And the Culling's been cold.
Yeah, it's curdled more than cold.
It's we get the graphic for
so added to NXT to Great American Bash. Zarya versus Tatum for the NXT Women's North American title.
Yeah, we're getting all the graphics. Did they add? I want to know if they added Tristan, Angels, and Shiloh.
Well, I'm refreshing the Wicca. Yes. So, no, Zarya versus Tatum was the match that was added. That was the one that just got announced. But we have 6 matches. What?
Okay.
That wasn't on there before. But we've got.
You sure?
Yes. Okay. Lola versus Kano for the women's championship. Tony versus Naraku for the men's championship. Miles versus Tavion for the North American title. Ren versus now Grace for the speed title. Sugar versus Dion to see who's the sweetest. And then Zarya versus Tatum for the women's North American title. 6 matches, 1 night.
But they haven't added officially Tristan and Shiloh.
No, because that'll be some 0-hour pre-show countdown.
Watch, the minute I delete it, it's going to fucking pop back up. I think Kendall's winning this. I really do.
Dave Meltzer?
How dare you?
I mean, he's out there just opining and waxing poetic of, oh my God, she is the second coming of Jesus H. female wrestler.
Miss Veronica Vaughn.
I could see him like Brian.
Miss
I had a friend once. No, you didn't.
Right?
That is correct.
It's funny because no one see it.
Kendall Gray is one fine piece of pro wrestling A. Now I'm trying to figure who would be the old lady of peeing your pants and pissing your pants is cool. Consider me Miles Davis.
Shit, who would that have to be?
If Tatum Paxley is cool, consider me Miles Davis. Okay. But yeah, folks, hey, welcome to your weekly IWC wrestling journalist breakdown that fits into a Billy Madison, a Happy Madison movie here right now.
Mm-hmm. I told you I deleted it, and then they added it, so it's official. 7 matches for NXT. As they do add Tristan Angels to take on Shiloh Hill.
Don't go Tristan Angels. Just stick to the sheep and the farms that you used to.
This card for Great American Bash to me is super interesting because it kind of just there's a lot of new talent on this card. You know, they have a potential to really fucking surprise a lot of us. They also have a potential to underwhelm us.
Really disappoint a lot of us. Well, so 4 shows, and chat, let us know too. I'm asking you before we get into it, middle of the week, Tuesday night out here. 4 shows on the weekend. Preemptively power ranking top 4 shows in order.
Shit. I'm going to go Night of Champions, which sounds funny. Night of Champions, probably Slammiversary, then Bash, then Forbidden Door. I'm not excited for Forbidden Door.
I would move Forbidden Door into number 2. I agree with you with Night as number 1 because of Jay Oba, because of there's the world title triple threat of maybe, just maybe, they switch it up because maybe upon maybe. But I think Forbidden Door will still be number 2 because AEW is a pay-per-view company at this point. I think they put it very much in emphasis, as much as now for everybody that loved Forbidden Door now acts like, oh, well, it was never a big AEW pay-per-view. No, it's always been a big AEW pay-per-view.
But I don't think this one should be a big 4-hour pay-per-view. I don't think it garners it.
I'm not saying it should be, but I think that they're going to do the best to put the best foot forward. They more often than not manage to pull a rabbit out of a hat when it comes to their pay-per-views. I'll give them credit on that. I think then it goes Great American Bash and Slammiversary.
Slam at the bottom, eh? I think
great. I think could depend on if we have any debuts or anything.
Well, I think that's what my thing for Slam is. I think I have more optimism. I think I'm more optimistic for Slam, but I think there's more potential for Great American Bash to outdo it. But that's what my thing is with Slam is that I know TNA always, like, random shit always happens at Slammiversary. There's always some twists and turns. But again, it will be very interesting how this.
Yeah, but you gave away Amazing Red, so now you have to introduce that a former WWE champion of some sort, a champion from some point in time, will show up here.
Right, I agree.
Well, because Amazing Red and Tony called
that
all the way back from getting 2 to 3 weeks ago.
Right. Paul, stop using terms like that. Come on now. They're called rookies, not jobbers. Jesus Christ.
They're called prospects.
Son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
Zesty Gangrel versus Maven Low Brown. Yeah, are we a little surprised that Rook and Cameron aren't there? As Kevin Owens going to be at the tailgate party.
Coming back?
Now, how about this?
How many times are you going to slow play a flame?
I mean, they did it really cool, though, as far as, like, the contract book opened up and poofed.
Yeah, it's one of those, we did it, and you don't see where the flash paper was. So let's replay the shit out of it. Yeah, but now, is Tony unable to compete? Is he going to show up as the masked vigilante?
The match is not going to happen. And he's got the title belt.
Rook,
what is this?
Rook.
I just finished saying, is it weird they're not on the card?
Ain't no such thing as halfway Rook.
But here comes Evil. Well, you can't give Evil the belt for, like, or else everybody would set everyone on fire.
Yeah, but no. Well, I mean, he's evil. Very nice. Very evil. He's very evil. To Danhausen's very nice.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm still waiting for Tony Faison to show up. You want to run on.
We know Tony's going to come running in with a Phantom of the Opera mask on, right?
So give me what I could never ask for. And Kane Finger 11 music, for sure. Yeah, but this could be to where Rook comes out and tries to put the Queen in check. All of that.
Oh, shit.
This Rook. Yeah, but he disappeared.
Nakaru!
Yeah, but this man just disappeared into the mist. And then he's big, he's bad, he'll body slam your dad.
I like that shirt.
Bro, he is a kid at a sleepover. That just
Evil's face is just like,
he's about to fuck up all the Cheetos and the leftover Dominoes. You go to the table while y'all were playing Halo and Call of Duty.
Right. So Tony, the only way they were doing this, Nick, is if Tony has to be legitimately injured, and they angled it out.
No, if they're unless
you're not bailing on the world title unless he's here.
Shoehorn. You didn't book a way out to get around.
Here comes Vanity. Oh, pump the brakes, pork chop. What?
You can't call him that. Only I can call him that. You can't call him that.
Speed it out, cutie.
Oh, he ain't cutie. Bro, is that
Jesus
the
Christ?
Getting
That's what he thinks he is. He's just, I'm the prettiest guy in the room.
Like I said, I was at the dealership getting an oil change today and everything, and I asked the missus, I was like, is there a requirement to work here to dress like a douchebag?
So I'm a little surprised by this.
That'd be really surprised though, like if Tony's actually hurt and nobody knew until all of this, and so now we just wide open spaces.
Well, the only thing, like, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but it would seem odd that on the go home show you pivot to not the world title, right? Like you're taking the champion,
adding people to add people of.
I don't think so. Is Tony going to be there?
To think that you can't just sell us on Evil versus Tony, which you've been selling us on, but yeah, if Tony's out, which is.
But weird. Now. No, yeah, give me the belt. You can't set someone on fire and get a belt. Him! It's Tony. There he is. Look at his face. What? That's got to hurt. All right, so it's always Spin Tony D. All right, so there you go.
That's I want you to remember me as I was. I am not an animal.
Jesus Christ, I was about to do it then. All right. So there
you wander around.
Like I said, there was no way they were going to pull the fucking plug on this match 6 days before without reason.
You know he's wearing a mask now. Holy shit, that's right. Yeah,
it's the Phantom of the Olive Garden.
He got a piece of lasagna stuck to his face, and that was the fucking bandage as he was running out there with the marinara running out.
There's some hot cheese.
The marinara running through his veins propelled Tony D'Angelo to show up and fight off Nakura out there. Right. I'm waiting for him to come out with, like you said it, the Phantom of the Opera.
The Phantom of the Olive Garden.
The Phantom of the Pizzeria.
That's good. As we are getting the rest of the graphics again. Saquon, Dion. But Tony all burnt up. It's about to get evil on Sunday. Junior.
Why is that so? That man is so red and so blood, and then just Yeah, you're fine. You can have that. Just pass that. Just you run that out there.
I bet Nick knows a Smith song, like Will Smith, like no.
Here comes the man in black.
Big Nick, do you think House of Glory goes to YouTube next year? Officially had their last show on TV last week. Probably.
I already thought they were. I didn't realize that they had kind of wrapped up their last show with Triller. I've seen a lot of people that, and this would make you happy, with a high chair seat wearing, ball cap wearing guy in New York, that if they go to my AEW, he might stop talking about my AEW. Right. So I think they go to YouTube. That seems to be the kind of latest trend. I get that my AEW's become,
because people are figuring it out. Yeah,
the slight pivot of the slight independent, vacuum, but YouTube, Wrestling Revolver seen it, of MLW seen it. That's the way to go. Control your own narrative that way.
For sure. But NXT has gone off the air, folks. Get your ratings out of 10 in. Let us know what you like, what didn't you like. We'll click through a few before we say goodnight and get ready for Dynamite tomorrow. But, get your ratings into the chat. Thought it was all right. I liked tonight's show.
He's scared to death. He's scared to look. Ain't no such thing as Tony's halfway face.
Jesus Christ.
That's what he needed. But, yeah, all right. It got through the uprights, but was it field goal or extra point?
Yeah, it's like 7.5.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm like a 7.5. 7.
I'm like a whole point off.
Oh, yeah?
Well, it's just, there was certain stuff that was really good, and there was certain stuff I could give a shit about.
Okay.
Like the speed title. Don't
so we can ask.
And they played it in the culling, which at least they did right.
7.
Of one played it in the next. So I'll give them, you can get a half a bonus point with that.
Yeah, but it was all right.
Yeah, but even then, wrong person won. The tag match with Hank and Tank, I wish so much more for Hank and Tank. They were at one point the promised child, and now they were the prodigal tag team. They were the prodigal son, and now they've been the forgotten bastard child.
And I feel like they're main roster ready because their gimmick's so good. I think they would get over huge. Remember we talked about Joe Hendry works better like on the bigger stage than he does in NXT.
I feel like people that need to skip NXT.
Yeah, get them up.
Stay there for a dollop. Sorry.
Especially when you don't have a tag team division. It's not a bad place to start.
Right.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, I could be persuaded. I think 7.
6.
Not 6?
6.
Okay. That's fair.
It was good, but not great. Even the ending was a little confusing. It still ended pretty interestingly and kind of a little bit faster. Like, I thought that's when we would have had at Great American Bash is when Tony shows up with the mask and we don't have any of the title stuff to end the show and all of that. So what they did was all right. It still got to the same outcome. I'm a 6, best 6.5.
All right. 3 out of 10 from Dale. Dale not feeling it at all tonight. Night of Champions preview gives 15 minutes. Let's go. 8 out of 10 from Brandon. 7.5 out of 10. There you go. 6.5. It's very like go home showy where like we kind of talked about it. Like all the stuff that was in ring action wise was pretty much stuff for like beyond Great American Bash. And then the stuff for Bash, again, we got a contract. I mean, we got a Fireball.
I'm a wizard, Larry. It very much, most of the show was the go home, but it wasn't anything physical. It wasn't anything. It was a lot of 0 hour on a go home.
Yeah, kind of. I'll give you that. Yeah, I wasn't exactly overly moved, but I didn't think it was bad.
Well, we didn't even talk about to where you had the whole contract signing with Lola and Kendall, and that was all but nothing. You thought they were going to do doubles and said they just did double.
They advertised it. It was funny. A burn like that. Now that's where we're getting silly, Paul. That's pro wrestling, my guy. We do a lot of things. We don't really kick people in the face, you know? Don't want to break it to you, but yeah, the fireball.
Give me what I could never send to the Kane team. Right. I'm waiting for Tony to show up with his. You called it perfectly because it probably would. It's all on that one side now. So he'll do that Phantom of the Opera mask. You won't do the fully undashing Cody Rhodes, Rip Hamilton mask. He'll do the Phantom of the Opera mask.
Right. Some of you are really sickos and have here in the chat because they sold on American Bash. All right. There you go. Sickos are sickos. I got a frappe and an nappe. Let's go. Need a nappe. All right. Well, on that nappy note, I'm going to go get myself a frappe. That being said, Nick, that's the show. We're in. We're out. Not bad. We're back tomorrow, 7:45. You're going to check all our socials. Check all our links.
World on fires. We're going through to Forbidden Door. We're going to break on through to the other side out there tomorrow night.
Check all the stuff. Follow us. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for making this channel what it is. And again, come back tomorrow as we are gearing up for a busy weekend. That's all I got. I'm out.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you put it with that for life.
See you on the flip side. Good night.
Peacock, you gotta let me fly.
Have a good night, folks. Bye for now. I can't find the button. This is silly.